Hello to all of my lucid dreamers out there. Has nothing to do with the video. Just, I don't know, felt right. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be discussing a fun little topic here. We are going to be talking about why Drag Race UK Season 6 is working so well. It is such a good season, and I think people are really jiving with this season. You know, in terms of like the Drag Race UK timeline, I feel like the popular fan opinion has always been like, season 1 is pretty good, but season 2 is one of the best seasons of all time, and then 3, 4, and 5 exist. But season 6, it really seems like people are really back into the Drag Race UK of it all. And, some people think it's better than season 2, and I currently think it is. That might be a controversial opinion, but I really am enjoying this season so far. So I wanted to talk about why I think this season is working so well. I do apologize for the lack of videos recently. I have been very busy, and the election certainly made me upset and just made me have no motivation to do things for a little while. But I am here back with another video for you all, and I'm not gonna let the stupid idiots that voted for Donald Trump spoil our fun. And I'm gonna be doing as much as I can when I can, regardless of whatever craziness happens in terms of like banning drag in the US, which I hope that doesn't end up happening. But you never know. But I'm gonna keep making content for you all regardless, throughout the future, and I'll do it in whatever way I'm able to. I decided to split this video into some different themes on why I think the season is working so well, and I think a lot of the reason why the season is working so well is the variety of certain aspects of it. So we're going to be going through that in this video. Before we go any further though, please like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoy this video. I always greatly appreciate the comments and the likes and everything. So if you can do that for me, thank you. It would be greatly appreciated. Now let us get into the video. The first aspect that I think is making this season really interesting is the hometown variety. And I think, in terms of like previous seasons of Drag Race UK, a lot of them have been very, England heavy. And I mean, in terms of like, it's still decently England heavy. I think literally like all but like 2 people on the season, reside in England. But, like at least looking at, the original places that these people are from, we got, you have one person from Scotland, one person from Ireland, 2 people from Wales, 2 people originally from St. Lucia, one person who I don't know if Sahara is actually is born in the Philippines, lived in the Philippines, but these are just their hometown runways and the locations that they're inspired from. And she is Filipino, and so is Sakiyu, so we have that going on there as well. We have this bigger variety in terms of where these people come from, which I think really adds to a season. It's very interesting when everybody has a different perspective on drag and on their life and everything. It can sometimes be interesting when a season's like, hey, a bunch of people are from one place, and that using that to create and cause some different storylines to occur. But that shouldn't be happening like season after season after season, and it's definitely felt in the past few seasons of UK that it has been very just like England heavy. I think the last time we had a UK season where it didn't feel super England heavy was UK season 2, where we had Lawrence and Ellie from Scotland, Taste from Wales. There were 3 black queens on that season, and I think the season also gives us a bit more of like racial variety, which has also been a bit lacking in the UK seasons. 4 out of the 12 queens on the season are POC, which I wish it was more. But it still is better than a lot of other seasons of UK. And as stated earlier, and I think just in general, a season is always going to feel, I think, better in my opinion when there's more variety in terms of the contestants and where they're from and what their drag is and everything. So yeah, I think the hometown variety and also just like the cast variety is a very big aspect to why this season is as good as it is. Next up, we have a lot of character variety on this season. This kind of goes into like the hometown variety and like the the variety of the cast, but like the characters on this season are just we have I think in the UK seasons, at least in the past few, we've tend to get a lot of contestants who fall into this like show woman camp professional that like do are there some drag queens like should there be at least a drag queen every season that I feel like fits into that camp? Absolutely. That is a very big aspect of like drag. There are a lot of drag queens who kind of fall into that kind of category, but like that can't be like every queen, it can't be all of them. I think this season really like who fits in that category, like Lavoie fits in that category, I would say. And that's kind of it, really. Like Lavoie is the only person I really think of that fits into that category, and I think that's a kind of a category that's been overrepresented in UK seasons in the past couple years, in terms of especially in like challenge winners. And I mean, obviously Lavoie has won 3 challenges up to the point that I'm filming this video, but still, we have a bigger variety of like perspectives on drag this season. We have some alternative contestants like Kyron and Lil. We have some more like kind of generally camp people like Charity, Saki Yu. We have people who like lean in on the sexy. We have like Zahira and Relisa, and I would say even Dita. Dita kind of fitting in that like kind of camp and sexy kind of professional, kind of all those little things. People that really revolve around the fashion, like Marmalade and Chanel, Lil as well, into that. And then we have people who are, performers. We have Kiki, we have Octavia. We have all these different people with all these different perspectives on their drag, and it feels very nice. It feels like this in a way that we really didn't get in previous seasons, And so this is very, very welcome. I feel like having this big variety of characters and the perspectives on their drag on the season, it really makes it more entertaining. Next up, we have the storyline variety that we have on this season, which does kind of correlate into the previous topics, but I think is its own separate topic as well. In the past couple of Drag Race UK seasons, there's been very similar storylines that have occurred, where you kind of have like camp comedy or season professional, or sometimes both, queens that make it to the end of the season and are the frontrunners for the crown. Like in season 3, we have Ella Day, season professional, Kitty Scott Claus, camp comedy. They are both, going into the finale, the two contestants who have done the best in the competition. Obviously, Crystal wins, but that was kind of that's a one-off kind of tricky situation there. You have a lip sync assassin that is a person of color. So in season 3, you had Vanity Milan. And in season 4, you have your camp comedy Danny Beard, season professional Cheddar Gorgeous, lip sync assassin Black Peppa. And season 5, you have your kind of camp comedy Ginger Johnson, season professional Michael Maruli. Ginger Johnson also fits into the season professional camp as well. Lip sync assassin Caramel. You have these 3 seasons in a row, all with very similar storylines, where you have like a couple of frontrunners who you are going to get to the end and who are really fighting for the title. And then you have a lip sync assassin who is one of the only few POC on the season, uh, who keeps landing in the bottom, and it's not fun. Like if this was ran once, okay, twice, repetitive, third, having this storyline variety that we have on the season is so nice. We have Kyron, who is this alternative contestant who is really killing it in the challenges and doing super well on the season. Lavoie kind of both fits into this camp comedy and season professional vibe, but the person she's going up against is somebody that hasn't really been represented represented in the way that Kyron has represented them on the UK seasons. But we also have other people who have done really well throughout the competition, who I do think Even though it definitely seems like Kyron or Lavoie are going to be winning the season at this point, there are still other people I can see potentially winning the season. There are still 2 people specifically I genuinely think could win this season. And so the fact that we have this difference in the storylines, where it doesn't feel as predictable on what's going to happen, and you're like, oh my god, who's going to go home this time? It makes it more fun. It makes it more of an event. The end of that topic leading into this point, which is the potential winner variety on this season. I put for each season all the people who I ever thought at any point could win the season of Drag Race. On season 1, I thought any of the Vivian, Davina, or Baga could win at certain points of the season. For season 2, I thought any of Lawrence, Bimini, or Taste could win. For season 3, I thought any of Ella, Crystal, or Victoria Scott would win. Victoria was only like the first couple episodes, but you know, regardless. Season 4, I only really ever thought Danny or Cheddar could win the season. And season 5, I only ever thought really Ginger or Michael would win the season. But on season 6, there were different points from episode 1 where I thought Kyron, Lavoie, Relisa, Marmalade, or Lil could win this season. And honestly, I could see pretty much anybody win this season. Still, I don't think Marmalade or Lil are gonna win this season at this point. I do still think, Lil could win this season, but not. I don't think so. I do still think at this point, any of Kyron, Lavoie, or Relisa could win. I could see a universe where Relisa wins a makeover and gets to the finale with like 2 wins, and you know, her being crowned the winner of the season. I could see that happening. I know the last episode is going to be I'm just going to spoil it. So skip ahead like 20 seconds if you don't want to hear it. But I know the last competitive episode is a roast. And I don't think Relisa would win a roast, but you know, she could definitely survive one. But regardless, I do still think Relisa could win this season, or Kyron or Lavoie. Having this potential like winner variety here again makes it so that it's more of an event. It's more exciting. You're more like, oh my god, who's gonna win? Who's gonna do good? In like season 4 of Drag Race UK, the final like 5-6 episodes of the season or whatever were all won by Danny or Cheddar. And so by like the 3rd episode of that in a row, where it's obvious Danny and Cheddar are doing great, you're just like, okay, who's winning, Danny or Cheddar? And the show and nothing shakes that up throughout the rest of the season. The final 2 are Danny and Cheddar. It's always just like, who's gonna win, Danny or Cheddar? And while that storyline is, you know, kind of okay once, you know, we kind of have it again in season 5 with like Ginger and Michael. I like, you know, Ginger had done super well from early on, Michael did too. And I didn't really think that anybody else was gonna like win the season, because they closed out the season with all of these wins. Kate Butch slid in at that like final 6, or what was it, final 6? I think it was the final 6, with a win there. But like, I still didn't think Kate was gonna win the season. I wanted her to win, but I didn't really think she was gonna win. And so the fact that we have this season where a bunch of people have been contenders to win at points in time, it is very entertaining to me that we have this like ability, you know? And the last point, which has nothing to do with variety specifically, but is really just is about their talent. They are all so fucking talented. Like, truly, all these contestants are so wonderfully talented, every single fucking one of them. Nobody in this competition came and fell flat on their face. Nobody did. Everybody had a moment. Even the 2 people who were never in the top for any challenge, Saki and Dita, they each had moments that I really enjoyed from them on the season. Both of their talent shows were fucking great. Even though neither of them were in the top for the talent show, they both had wonderful talent shows. I still sometimes will catch myself being like, Dita. And Saki's performance of her kind of like cabaret gone wrong was also really entertaining as well. And I think everybody on this season has like a moment of some form that is like iconic, you know, that is like grips me. And so I think this season is just, it's really one of those talented bunches of contestants we've ever seen, in my opinion. Anyways, that is going to be it for this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed yourself. Leave your thoughts, feelings, and opinions down below. As always, I will leave my Twitter handle linked down below if you want to go follow me on there, or follow me on Blue Sky now, because now I'm on Blue Sky, because I don't trust Twitter with Elon Musk now being in the Trump government. I'm gonna go have a lie down. Yeah, follow me on either one of those. I'll link them in the description. Again, thank you all so much for watching, and as always, take care. Bye-bye.